So another feature that we have here on the D4 is this accessory here, which is the new WT5. Now this is significantly smaller than the WT4, and it also takes its power from the camera battery. Now there's a new feature as well, which is an HTTP mode, and that is available in the WT5 by a direct link or over the Ethernet cable, which I'll show you in a second. What that allows you to do is you can control the camera remotely using a mobile phone, such as an iPhone or a smartphone, over a web interface or an iPad, and you can also start and stop the movies from it as well. You get full control of all the main core features you'd want. If I take the WT5 off here, you can then see some of the ports that the D4 now has. So firstly, there's the new connection for the WT5, which is bespoke, and it screws in to give a really good weather sealed fitting. We also have here the USB 2 port there, and first for a DSLR is a headphone out port. So you've got 30 adjustment levels, so you can actually hear for the first time the audio you're recording. And we also have a microphone import as well right next to that. The microphone import on the D3S, you had 3 adjustment levels in auto. On the D4 you have 20. Beneath those we also have the Ethernet port, so that you can actually connect the camera to a network, which is a vitally important aspect for the forthcoming 2012 games. And also first for a DSLR is we have a clean HDMI out, so you can actually get completely clean footage with the least level of adjustment and compression straight from the HDMI out. Just like the D3S, you've got your PC there for studio lighting, and then we have the 10-pin accessory port.
James, I understand there have been some improvements to the video capabilities as well.
Yes, I'm pleased to say that the D4 is our best implementation of video in a DSLR to date. The camera shoots in full HD at 30 frames, 25 and 24 frames. So we've also made some changes to the formats available for those that are shooting video. So the first one is you've got the FX format, which is the kind of standard full frame aspect of 35mm stills. You then have a DX, which is a 1.5 magnification, and now we also have a pixel matched 1080 by 1920 aspect ratio, and that's a 2.7 magnification. So you have in one body the benefits of a small image sensor, should you choose to, and the benefits of a large image sensor, and you have an option in between. So this means that if you want a really shallow depth of field, you can shoot in FX, or if you're moving quite quickly and you need a much bigger depth of field than you would normally use, you can go down to the 1920 by 1080 crop mode, and then use a wide angle lens to get the same angle of view, but you get a much bigger depth of field, and you're not having to increase your aperture value, and you're not having to increase your ISO. We've also made some changes to the camera body design. Firstly, we have a record button, which is just here near the shutter button, and other features that can be done is we've got a power aperture that's available here, so that you can adjust the apertures without having to adjust the scroll wheel. The power aperture is available in the live view and also available with the HDMI out streaming, so that allows you to quickly make adjustments without losing your grip on the camera, and also without introducing sound from the wheel here. Other adjustments that have been made, we've got the switch that we've seen in other DSLRs for live view, which is this one here, so you can get the live view set up for video or the live view set up for stills. It shows different information. In the video it actually shows the crop marks that the video will take up to help you with the framing, and all the information that someone that's shooting video would want. So for instance, visual indicators of the microphone, for instance, would show up on that option. In stills mode, it gives you all the information you want for stills, and you've also got various autofocus tracking options as well.
So James, you mentioned these improvements as a result of feedback from photographers. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
So we have NPS departments around the world. NPS stands for Nikon Professional Services, and these are departments with individuals that are dedicated in supporting professional image makers in various markets and forms. These NPS departments from around the world listen to the customer and what their needs are, and then we feed that back through dedicated channels to our R&D department, and that effectively is one of the things that drives the products of the future, is understanding the needs and the future needs of what the customer wants.
So when can we expect to see it on shelves, James?
We're announcing it in January, right at the beginning of 2012, and you'll be able to get it mid-February. 16th of Feb is the sales start date for this camera.